Guys, this is our last Dancing with the Stars recap ballroom breakdown. It makes me a little sad that we're here. But I have you.
It's time. It's time to to move on. Let's end this.
It's time to wrap it up. This was such an amazing night. We were there last night backstage, of course, cheering on Val and Alex and everybody in general, obviously, his family. And it was such an amazing show. First of all, let's talk about that opening number by Joey Peasy. Wow. Loved it. I was hoping for a big one, you know, something that could be such a celebration. And it was. I felt so good watching it. It was such an amazing way to start.
Yeah, no, this was great. It felt there were parts of the show that felt like the good old days. I'm not gonna keep beating in that, but we did have some fantastic memories. You know, we do have, and so it's always by comparison because of how good that was back then. Yeah, it was one of the better opening numbers in a long time, group numbers in general, and it felt festive at that point.
And like how the celebs were revealed in that cut-off mirror ball, I loved that. That actually gave me goosebumps when they came out. That was a big moment.
The mirror ball thing is now becoming a thing. Like I think, we've seen them hanging the skull for Halloween or something else. I think there was stiletto shoes, like with high heels or whatever for somebody's dance. I think that becomes a thing now. Like anything mirrored. Yeah, like a mirror, Dancing with the Stars thematic. But it was great. It was great. Like I said, it felt festive. It felt like it was a culminating moment, and there was a lot leading up to it.
I was nervous backstage watching everybody. I mean, you remember those?
I was not
feelings?
Nervous at all. Well, not even for a second. That's how I know that I'm finally.
I still
disconnected from the pressure.
I still think about even the changing of the hair and the changing of the makeup would stress me out so much because I want to be out there prepared, ready like 3 minutes before, not 3 seconds before. I hate being in a rush, although sometimes I've done my best work when I'm in a rush. Like I've got my hair caught in a fan before and I'm literally like, they have like one of those fans for your face. And I think this PA was new. Yeah, one of those little baby fans to like fan me off. But the PA, I think they were really like, they were new on set and she put it right here and my hair just went zzz, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I had to run on stage with the fan and they had to chop it out of my hair. Crazy. That stressed me out. I had a damn near panic attack that day.
Yeah. Chop it. Cut it.
I was like, just chop it. I gotta go. Yeah.
Imagine you run out with a fan dangling in your hair.
I don't think they'd let me do that.
No, I used to be very stressed. This is not a pleasant, moment. We don't enjoy it. I hate to say it. Nobody really is present in the moment at the time. Look at we're stressed AF. And then it's end the show. You kind of numb because this has happened, and whether it's you win or lose or whatever, it's all emotions. Then it's a plane ride. You don't sleep. Then you're in GMA like everybody. So
those were the days.
Yeah, and then you're about now. Val is probably like whatever time it is.
He's probably sleeping.
No, he's walking around Manhattan.
You think?
Oh my God, 100%.
Going to Banya?
Going like this. And just like I did it and sort of like and reflecting, that's what I would do. That's what I did. I would just go and like disappear for 2 hours and just literally walk around the city and something about New York that recharges you. So that's excellent to go.
Sure, the energy of that city.
And then Thanksgiving dinners where you probably, and now you talk about stuff and it'll be very festive and grateful Thanksgiving table. I hope for all 5 of these people with another 5 of pros because that was a very deserving, final for to be thankful for everybody.
Yeah, I feel like it was such a high caliber of dance for a finale that we haven't seen in a while. Maybe.
First of all, let's get to it.
Yeah,
let's get to it. I'll be the judge of my own opinion.
Are you still going to judge the Max way tonight?
100%. And because we must.
We must.
Should we not?
No, I mean, yeah.
But that's not to take away from the summary of it, which is
Fantastic.
great. Yeah. I mean, just overall season sort of wrap up. A couple of elements stood out for me. 100%, I got to give flowers to Alfonso. I think he's finally sort of like, and not to criticize anything about him before. I think he's always done a great job, but he's in his element. He's now, he owns this position. He's getting the confidence to really run the ship. And I think that we all knew that it was going to happen, and it was happening already. But I think this is his best Alfonso season that he's had. And now I'm even more excited to see him even more confident, and even, whatever that takes him in future seasons. I think, he and Juliana are becoming that type of pair.
Yeah.
I don't know the insides, we're just talking about it as a viewer, but they look like they can figure this out. The chemistry, the sort of back and forth.
I love their chemistry together. They look good as a pair. Like, I like their dynamic.
I love that there was dancing present. I wish there was more. I think they should have participated 100% in the finale parts. I think beat that until they can't. She's a fantastic mover. He's an incredible mover. They can do amazing things together, separately. Look, I get it. I do. I understand. As someone who, my shoes are hung up and they're in a different room in a closet and I got to dust them off, I understand. But you are captains and a co-captain of the ship that is dancing. You know what I'm saying? Come out, give me a two-step every now and then. Definitely be a part of maybe opening in the finale, and then and continue being that presence. I wish that was the case, but I think I think there's a lot to be said about the judge's desk, but I'm gonna omit it. I'm gonna leave it. I think that there's now, my personal wrap up is that I need to now go away and also think about the need and necessity for certain things to be said, right? If this is a show that doesn't have these elements, I shouldn't keep beating on that, on that topic.
It depends on what direction they want the panel to go in. If they want it to all be the same, as in quite vanilla in direction and not much feedback and critique, then they're going to do that.
But to me, this every element of the show is like a live organism, and it has its way to kind of live and develop and become better or not, or whatever it is, you know. And I feel like the judge's desk, it has to have synergy. So I agree. Let's not all trash that one performance when it's not good. Let's find the good in it too.
Yes.
But let's not all only try to do that.
I 100% agree. And maybe they will make changes next year. Who knows? We
don't know.
But I agree there. I feel like there is something missing from the judges panel. And I know people have been saying it in the comments a lot. I have seen it. I have seen pages of dialogue about how they're missing that one thing. And, whether they change it or not is up to them.
And lastly, I think the participation in the show, the viewership, the huge tell of people watching and more people watching, and the age skewing younger and that kind of demographic coming back is the criticism and the amount of people who are invested in talking about the show. So it would be interesting for me, for the those in charge, to kind of look at that also as data and just kind of gather that. It would be very easy to do. Just look at what everyone is saying and maybe implement. But anyway, I think the season was great. I love that it's the highest it's been since
back in the day. Yeah,
I don't know, dinosaurs ages, and congrats on that trajectory.
Yeah, no, I just loved. My main thing about this season was I loved the high caliber of dance. I love, there's been pros and cons about having amazing dancers like a Whitney Levitt on the show that everybody, basically voted her off, so she couldn't perform in the finale. But I personally, I feel like I don't care about that stuff anymore, because there's always going to be people that have had training in some sort of way, whether it's performing arts, in a theater, as an actor. whether they've got a degree in dance, there's always going to be somebody, and whatever. It's okay. Like, let people like Hilaria just come in and, you know, again, it was to her detriment. She got voted off, week 4 or whatever it was. But I enjoy watching good dancing, so I don't really care at the core. And I really think that this season, because they had so many people that have that sort of background, enabled it to have that boost in viewership. The social media went wild. Virality every single week. Everyone went viral. It was this, it was that, it was the TikToks. It was just people clung on and have a reason to watch the show, because also the Alex Earl, she brings in, you know, everybody in that generation. And Robert Irwin is just such a stud. He's like, people just gravitate to him because of his kind nature, and his aura is just joyous when he walks into a room. This has been a pleasure to watch. The season has been amazing, and I have loved it. And we got the Andy. We got that one person that was like that, what do you call them when they, dark horse, you know? He got there because he can't dance, but he can smile and he can push his way through, and he had a beautiful partnership with Emma. There was just so much to love about the season, you know?
I think that level of dance only backfires when you start giving away 7s week 2, and by week 5, everybody's got a 9. Then the level of dance isn't anymore about the show. The show goes away and becomes a stage production that you buy a ticket for, and you expect that every minute of that process will be high-end level of performance. And I am good with that. But remember that at that point, there's no more Dancing with the Stars core, which is what? Not very good at dance, improving every week against all odds, becoming better. And now we see the difference within 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, once we start going through each dances in their final whatever, I have a final wrap up, not just based on their finale performances yesterday, but also on the rest of the season.
Right.
And there'll be few that I have something to say about their level of improvement as well. And so it's not really only about, hey, let's cast everybody who can dance, because I was debating that within myself. Maybe that's the way to go. Like, you're right. But then you'll run out of celebrities who's going to want to do that, because the level is going to be crazy. And second, like I said, you take away from the show. We had Emmett Smith was a better dancer at the end of the season than he was in the beginning.
Yes.
And you can go through a lot of those, you know. And this season, it's very hard for me to say that about everyone.
Okay.
I'm just going to go that.
Yeah.
We can get stuck into it if you want.
Let's get stuck into it. No, I love it. Okay, so this was the judges' choice round, which I love this. I love seeing the judges come into the room and help, because they really do, back in the day when I had this, they really do add something. They will be honest, upfront, and they will give it to you straight. And especially Carrie Ann. I love what she was saying to Alex and Val. They had the samba, and you know, her arms working on her fingertips and stuff like this. The little tiny things that matter in the finale. I loved it. So to get into their samba, I thought it was so clever to put her in the pants. Number one, we're talking about fringe pants the entire fucking season. So go Val, he got that fringe pant.
You got to whip it out at the right time.
You got to whip it.
We talked about that too. That was a big point.
Yeah, huge point, huge selling point. Her legs looked so fast, faster than they would have been if she weren't wearing those pants. She looked phenomenal. I loved her arms. I loved her speed. I thought it was so clean. It was a classic samba. The song was perfect. Thank God we got an authentic samba rhythm. And I love it. Wasn't like a freaking techno song from, I don't know, somebody. But it was spicy. It was sexy. I thought she was hot stuff.
I mean, don't hate on some.
I know. I love my EDM.
The good usage of that. I've mastered some of that. But no, I loved it. It was vintage. It was perfect. It was a great way to end a dance show where you have to show improvement. I thought that, you know, that was the performance that kind of solidified her season from the, you know, outside of the showmanship of the freestyle and other elements that come with that. That's a completely, to me, There's Dancing with the Stars. There's two things. It's you getting into the final and freestyle. Those are two separate things. And you have to earn the right to do the freestyle. That's another conversation. That's the topic that you're going to bring up, at the end for sure. But so, yeah, for me, that was culminating moment for Alex and some, all our friends with the non-network, like, what is that, Blackpool, that Val decided to whip out. That was awesome. That was great. Awesome. That was great to say, look, this is what, if I am Val and this is my partner, I'm so proud. Look at what we did. Look at how she is, confident and all that. And not that she didn't come into it confidently. I feel like she showed knowledge. She showed expertise. There were things, the samba rolls work. The promenade runs work. Could she be a little forward weighted and a little more hip action? Great, but she have to? No, because this was a 10.
We're not going to pick on that. Yeah,
but it's not that it pick on. It's like if there was week 12, 13, 15, we'd be like, yeah, you could do a little more of this and a little more of that. But for the finale of it, this was excellent.
Yeah.
The fringy pants, bro, and different colors.
I know. She got the whole works.
She got them twice in one show.
Rhinestone bra, like
beautiful.
Money.
They look
great.
Money. They look great together. It was awesome.
I think she is the most improved dancer of the entire show. I will hang my hat on that. I think from week 1, I was very skeptical because I was like, there was no face. There was, it was a bit timid. I was like, what can we get out of this beautiful woman, And she has just blossomed. I mean, she has grown. Her technique has gotten so much better. I see the fire in her because I feel like she is that laid back, cool chick. And she came out with fire after fire for this finale. And she's truly the most improved for me.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to Val.
Well, I mean, the most improved has to be the coaches thing, like it has to come from somewhere. So I agree. It showed this dance great. I have more to say after their freestyle, but for the end of the season, technical round, let's call it that, technical round. And by the way, usually the judges pick is a dance you didn't do well at some point.
You have to redo,
and they kind of pick on that. So to be given this. Yeah, I remember I did Argentine Tango twice at some point for some reason. But anyway, that was... it
was very good.
Yeah, that was great.
All right. Next was Danny and Dylan with their passo. They had Bruno come in to help. I'm going to say this was really not his best dance. I love his tenacity. I love that he was in it. Again, I still would have loved a little bit more face. And I'm being picking, guys. We are picking right now, and I don't want to sound like, oh, well, he's not a professional dancer. We know he's not a professional dancer. We're just saying points.
What dance was this?
It was his passo.
Right.
And I didn't love it because I wanted to see more stretch in his body. I thought he was extremely stiff for some reason. He's been much more fluid in other dances. I got to agree with Carrie Ann. His arms and his fingers stayed like blades. We do tell them to do blades, but then we've also got to soften them at some point too. So I was taken aback by the stiffness in him, but I also think it was a great passo in terms of he looked phenomenal. His physique, he had his hips forward. He had the presence of a matador. I don't feel like it was his best going into a finale. Yeah.
No, and it stood out.
What do you think?
It stood out after the energy that was said by Alex. This was meant to be just as energetic of a dance. This is not something that you pulled out a hat and have to do now. This is what you were preparing for. It fell flat, and he's an awesome dude. Congratulations on a great season and everything. But at some point, last episode, he ran out of steam. This passo was meant to be like, if you have just nothing left in your tank, it's that final jolt. You know what I'm saying? And it just didn't happen. And so for me, it kind of like, it showed that, look, we're just going to do this. And I'm not saying that he didn't try or didn't put it all out there. Of course not. That was as much as you could give. And that was a great effort. This show also showed to be very difficult physically.
Yeah.
The end of the show, 3 hours.
I was just going to say
3
that.
dances, a lot of pressure. You know, not everybody's a Robert Irvin. We're going to get to him, but not everybody, you know, I'm not saying Dylan isn't able to stand out, but I'm just saying he looked just kind of like they didn't have enough time for this dance.
No, that's what I wanted to point out too, is that when I spoke to pros backstage for the last couple of weeks, they are utterly done. They are exhausted. They have nothing left in their freaking tanks right now. And then to stack on a third dance in one day. Back in the day, we did our 2 dances.
Incorrect.
And then the
I
Tuesday.
did 3 dances. I'm not sorry for them for that.
What do you mean?
No, we did 3 dances. We didn't sit dance before. It was
but it was the next day, my love. It was on Tuesday we did the extra dance.
We didn't do same. Oh, well,
no,
listen,
that's
again,
what I'm saying.
My show was different, but listen, we also danced a lot. I'm not saying,
babe, I get
what you mean.
3 in one day. And it is an overload of shit that they don't need to do. And then it brings down their quality of dance. As a pro, as a celeb, everyone can't dance to their max because we are utterly exhausted.
Well, then let's point that out. Yesterday's show, and this is
too long.
It wasn't just, it's not too long because I'm sitting on the Ukrainian version and it's 4.5 hours.
Oh, well, that's just
and it's
ridiculous.
Awesome. And it's awesome. There's a lot of content. We get to speak. The judges get to express their opinion. It's fantastical.
If no one wants to sit and watch a 4-hour dance show.
But I can agree that we needed a 2-day project. Hopefully it's going to come back to that.
I know.
Make Dancing with the Stars a 2-day finale.
I agree. Let's move it along. All right. Next up was Alan and Elaine with a rumba. They got straight 10s and they had Derek come in. I loved it. Are you freaking kidding me?
She's amazing.
I need to have her on the podcast, okay? I need to ask how she is doing this, what she has done in the past. Like, she looked so smooth. It was effortless.
She was so hurt. She was in so much pain. I was standing outside backstage and she was outside on the street being checked by paramedics and being worked on. And when I saw what they were doing underneath the shoulder, babe, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Once you start poking at certain body parts, I'm like, oh, she's in a lot of discomfort.
Yeah.
So, and
you
then
would never have known, though.
And that's what I'm saying. So then she came out. I personally was curious, again, this is for a later moment, but when she did freestyle, that I just saw how she was being worked on. I was looking at her left arm and her rising it, and there was a lot of that ga 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 ga, right? We'll talk about this later, but I'm saying like she showed no sign of that. So yeah, when she's on your podcast, ask her because she's in a lot of pain. I'm sure she's done. This was, again, and that too looked like she was sort of like boom, 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 running out of steam. But then she was making that last-ditch effort for the finale.
No, it was beautiful. Triple turn into fan, like effortless throughout the whole season. It's like she has done this before in another life.
I would say she's my top 2 most improved.
Oh, yeah. No, it's Alex and her.
As a dancer, because she came in with stuff she did. I don't want to, I don't know her age, but a long time ago, when she had a certain injury that prevented her from doing it ever again.
Right.
And this is the first time back ever since. That was a lot that she started with and ended up as, so she's another one. I think Whitney should book a job immediately. She's another one. She's going to go through musicals and movement and all that. I don't know if she could sing, but she needs to now add that to her repertoire. I think she's gonna have a resurgence of, like, I could see her if The Wicked was coming up sometime later, that she would have that role, because look at how she can move, that would be amazing. Imagine Chris Scott choreographing her, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. No, she's fabulous. Okay. Yeah, Elaine, we love you.
Oh, that rumba was great. Also, I have to give her flowers. Foundation, fundamentally, her. Alan, I already said he did a great job.
He did. Yeah.
But again, Alan did a great job with her, specific to her strengths. So showing, the reason why I compliment him is not because he's done a great job before. He was won before, right? But
with Hannah.
This is the first time that I saw him be really detailed in making sure that this person does what fits her best.
Well, I preferred this partnership over him and Hannah.
Yeah, but back then, like I said, that was back then. Now he's got that seasoned pro kind of like vibes, and he looked that way, and
it was great.
It was awesome.
Next was Robert and Whitney with their quick step. Insane start. Did you see him in the start? He just went straight down. He covered so much ground. He had so much energy. He was on fire. I loved it. It was so great. The only thing was that kip up that he was slightly off time for. He was a tad late, which Carrie Ann picked up and gave him the 9, which I knew she was going to do. Look, I personally would never have given it a 9 because everything else was so stellar and it was a minute thing and other people weren't as good as him for the whole dance and they got 10s. So a 9 was not justified for me, and I love Carrie Ann, but no, it was a 10.
Can go?
You can go.
Yeah, it's not about just justified. I could say and throw a book at it, right? And open the page and give you facts where it doesn't make any sense for someone to judge on a keep up. I don't think that's what she deducted for at all.
She did.
For keep up, he got up, turned around, went right into the... For a keep up. We're not talking about quick step.
We're talking
but he
about was late.
Hold on, I'm getting... Not a dance step, not a quick step.
Dance step, you mean? Not a quick step dance step.
This isn't a... Maybe Whitney got up too fast.
No, because he turned around and you can see he was flustered in that moment.
He turned around and right into a frame, quick step, and it didn't miss a beat.
I'm not saying it was phenomenal.
Dancing. That should have been pointed out. Like, that could have been a dance mistake because you keep up. And while you were in the air, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's not a quick step mistake. The point is,
I understand.
It's not splitting hair. It's the right comment at the wrong time. Yes, she noticed something, but we also all noticed that. But you know what was more noticeable?
I agree.
That it was the best dance since Alex and Val, which was perfect. And there were 2 others right before that where you were like, you could pick on stuff. Elaine was sort of perfect, but you could sort of say things. You're going to say to this, he came out with the biggest energy. He did everything,
Frame was so much better.
thing that dance journey needed to have. Alen would never have commented on the keep up.
No, I agree.
Ever.
Len would have let that pass.
And so that's my point.
No, it was straight tense.
It was straight tense.
It was insane.
Made no sense at all.
Yeah, and because I loved that you could see the progress in his frame that Derek really worked on. You can see that he wasn't here anymore. He was actually way back.
That was a
looked
difference,
great.
yes.
Yeah.
That was awesome to see. And again, just the trajectory, same as Alex and Val. And here are my Robert flowers. This kid was announced 6 months ago. It's not like he didn't know this was coming and didn't live. He lived with the show almost twice as long. I don't know if he was practicing. Maybe he was. Maybe it doesn't matter. But it's his dedication to it. He was dedicated to Dancing with the Stars since freaking, I don't know when he was announced, in the beginning of the summer. Remember? It was the earliest announcement.
He was the first, yeah.
He was then projected to be the champ, right? And he won it. To me, that's a lot of pressure that you stayed with through the process of media, before the show, through the show, blah, blah, blah. I remember one season when I danced with Erin Andrews.
Okay.
We had 5 weeks of pre-production. Not, you know how like you know, the show now settled on what, like two and a half weeks before the show starts, you start rehearsing. We had 5 weeks. That was one season that they decided, hey, why don't we give them more time to prep so the celebrities are better?
It's not good.
It was a disaster.
Yeah, terrible.
Disaster. After 2 weeks, everybody was starting to get in the fight just because we spent too much time together.
And you don't want to work on a first dance for 5 weeks.
By the time the show aired, there were couples that we didn't speak to each other.
You and Erin would have obviously had a fight.
Erin and I had a fight the weekend before the live show. She would laugh about that now too. But anyway, one of us walked out. But yeah, so I have to give him like the mental pressure and the stress that he was under Must have been big.
Because he was the pick from the beginning, and that's not easy.
Exactly. To
It's not
maintain,
easy.
because that's what sort of kind of in my mind happened with Whitney. Yes, some kind of hateful, jealous, whatever nonsense from people outside of media and all that. But she was predicted to be up there, and it kind of like flustered through the season. He never. It was like this. Like, this is admirable for him not to, you know, I don't know what I'm
Cave
trying
a
to
little
say,
bit
but
and
yeah,
just,
exactly,
you know,
and
falter
sort of slip, and he never slipped. Not in dance, not metaphorically. It was great.
I think that's also a testament to who he is, as in, like, he's just that, hi, g'day, mate. Like, bubbly, just like it. He lets it roll off.
Well, it's
if
not
there was any negativity, it's
exactly.
freaking fly.
Well, it's not an accident that some, you know, people have what it takes to win. That's the sentence. Have what it takes. Have what it takes.
He had.
He had it. We knew it from beginning, and he proved that, you know, at the very end.
All right, next up was Jordan and Ezra with their paso. They got 9 from Carrie Ann, a 10, and a 10.
Can I ask you? Go ahead.
No, I'm going to say that was so intense. It was so technical. He came out guns blazing with her. I loved it. I think she shone. That is her strength. That is who she is. She came out like a bulldog, man, and she nailed it. I loved it. I loved the choreography. It was to her strengths. You know, all the rondes and the different lines that she was doing. I thought that she took charge, and that for me solidified their third spot for sure. I was like, no, they cannot get anything lower than third. I loved it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that was a great dance for them. It was at that moment that it was a bad paso for Dylan.
Yeah.
You know, because we saw a different paso, and I'm not comparing Ezra and Dylan. Please don't come at me. But that's my point. We still see a dance and a dance. You know, and because of the energy that these guys didn't have, that paso doble was through the roof. Why, once again, don't understand the 9 from Carrie Ann at all. I don't get it.
She said she was too intense in the beginning, which I did not understand that, because
there's nothing to understand.
Paso is intense, and
paso is all intensity.
You want to be that.
You know,
So I didn't understand that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna say, "Hey, Jordan, I want," you know, like pep talk before you go out, and you got to do it, right? In sports, in arts, in whatever, you backstage, and it's your opening number, right? And curtain up, and it's, you know, and you're about to, and someone's like, "Yo, let's go." Okay, you got it. Yeah, high five, and you go, right? Yeah, if you go out to do a rumba, this wouldn't have been the case.
No.
Right? If you're playing golf, there's no pep talk that rallies you up, right?
Yeah,
this is a football pep talk.
Yeah.
What does paso doble represent if it was a sport? Closer, a golf or tackle football?
Tackle football.
So are we talking about intensity, necessary, versus, you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
How are you going to question intensity in paso doble?
I thought it was
one of her best dances of the season.
It was.
And by that definition, it's definitely not worse than the 10 she's gotten in the past. So that's why this 9 makes 0 sense. Yeah. It had the trajectory. It showed that she was one of the better performers. They took it away from Dylan and Daniela in that moment.
Yeah.
And it almost didn't matter what the freestyle would have been. Mm-hmm. It almost didn't matter. We still wanted to see it from everybody, but kind of like, oh, yeah, she's going to bring the whole day.
I agree.
And as an athlete, nope, I'll say it in the next one.
Look, next up is instant dances, and I got to say that I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan because they're too flustered. It adds an enormous amount of stress upon somebody in the finale when they don't need it. They need to be out there focused, doing the best dance that they have trained for that week. And I don't love this concept. And I know they have to fill time. It's a 3-hour show. I get it. I just think it's unnecessary to put people through this. And they don't produce their best work. Look at Robert Irwin. Huge
Look at everybody.
Mistake.
Not everybody except
No.
Alex and Val.
No, Ezra and Jordan did a fantastic tango. Robert Irwin, He didn't know where he was in timing, okay? I don't like to see that. I don't want to see him falter. This is the finale. Like, why is this happening? Because they have zero time. They've had to train 4 dancers to see if they'll get one of them, plus their other 2 dancers. I didn't like watching it. It's unnecessary.
I'm not against it, but I think the process could be a little better.
Or next day, bring back Tuesday show,
not better.
please.
I think, just bring back Tuesday show.
Yeah.
That would solve everything. Make it a 4-hour finale, more commercial time. Make it more about, Monday, it's all about the finalists. Tuesday is when that 24-hour challenge, call it whatever
Love
you want.
that.
We did have an Insta dance before. We did, but we had it given to us in what happened, if I remember correctly, is that we had 4 dances to prepare, and we did. It was a shorter version, about a minute of each dance. So it was an intro, 4 to 6/8, outro, bam, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, here's cha-cha, paso, I don't know, foxtrot, and quick step or something like that. And the reason why I'm cool with this is because by now we've done this. There are elements present in each dance that are like we talked about, right? You've accumulated elements. That's why finale is so important to me. So I kind of disagree. I say this should stay because that's the kind of dance that shows what you have gathered through the show.
But not on the same night.
Because yes, it was hard, but I think it could be when it's expected. You could you could gather material a little bit better in knowing that this is what's also common in the finale. Mm-hmm. I think that because the pros got it as a new challenge here. By the way, the finale this time is going to be 5 couples. We're going to have 3 hours, and you're going to have 6 numbers to have to prepare. I think everybody's like, wait a minute, this is crazy, right? Yeah. So. But you could still have this. I like the format. What I agree with, why it didn't work, is because in the finale, we want to see the best top giving their best. They have no flaws. They have no chink in their armor.
Not know what he's doing.
Every couple messed up.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I thought I don't know why I keep saying Jordan and Ezra. I can't actually remember what they did or didn't, but I remember thinking coming out of this when everyone finished their instant dances that Alex and Val were the only cleanest performance. I didn't like the choice of songs, but once again, the fringe worked. Yeah. They didn't have mess ups. Val is, very good at the timing of, and now we go, right? Mm-hmm. And I think what you noticed with Robert was that Whitney actually had this plan to go here and then step into New Yorker, and she did one less spin. Stopped, and then we go. Robert wasn't on it. Robert has a muscle memory that was 2, 3, 4, 1 New Yorker, and he did exactly what he was told. Mm-hmm. And when it wasn't it, I give him credit for going woof, right back into it, giving her credit, giving him credit, whatever. I give there a couple of credits. So it was awesome for me to see the recovery. I would have been up there going, that was an awesome recovery, because usually it follows up with 3, 4 more steps that you mess up, right? Yeah. So those exaggerated, remarks about dances that I thought should have been better. You say they didn't have time to prepare.
No, I'm just saying that people are tired. Don't give them extra shit to do. Like, we don't need it.
I don't mind that. It's finale of Dance With Stars. It's supposed to be difficult. If it's not difficult, it's not worth it. I just said something smart. Can we keep it? We used to have a dance where all the judges, like a freestyle. Freestyle is that dance. Bro, we don't need you 9. You don't need to 9 a freestyle. This is the last dance. Say it. All the beautiful things, more in life. Even Len used to do that, Mm-hmm. And so there was always a one dance where this is just to tell you, thank you for being here, and this has been a great season. And I think this could have been that dance. I think I agree that judges maybe weren't prepared how to judge this.
Was it that they weren't prepared for the judging?
Maybe if you're gonna comment on the keep up missing, why aren't you pointing on this stuff the same way?
Because it's an instant dance,
but they
don't have time. They're just trying to get through it. That's like
saying, well, she's not a very good dancer, so that's why she didn't dance so well. Like, what do you mean? Our expectations from the couples that made finales that they're perfect.
That's why I don't like it. I don't want to see them not on top of their game at the very, very top. I don't want to see it. Again, Robert's made no mistakes all season pretty much. And now we see him in a very big mistake.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, this feels like, they had a great race and no outside. And then in the final, like, hey, they're about to cross the finish line. Let's just throw some objects at them, see what happens.
Totally. I'm like, what's the point in that? You don't get the best Robert, Anyway, okay, I want to know what you guys think about the instant dance, because please leave some comments, because I was not a fan, okay? Clearly, my husband is. I am not. Let me know.
I like it. Make it hard. Make it difficult.
You want to say something?
I don't know.
All right, let's get into freestyles, the best part of the entire night. Val and Alex went first. I think that this was possibly Val's best freestyle that he's choreographed and done and been a part of. I had a moment in there where my favorite part was actually him when he came in from that wide angle shot on his knees. What do you call those things?
The knee walks?
Knee walks coming in. I got goosebumps at that point. It was such an amazing shot of him just going right to her and them having that moment of coming forward. I loved it. I think it was possibly the best dance of the night. I really do. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was, what ended up being, in my opinion, best freestyle of the night too.
Yeah.
From all the elements to the, the dynamics and, showing her, letting her shine the right amount and the right time, being together for the right amount and the right time.
Yeah.
I have some of that criticism for later couples, and making it a true, freestyle celebrating the culmination of all the things that you've gone through together. I felt like that was the best fitting dance for the couple end the season with. You know what I mean?
Me too. And I did say in the past that, like, I would love to see her come out with something very unexpected, something that we haven't seen before. That was the only thing, and I'm not picking. They were probably the best dance of the night. I'm just saying, like, maybe because in my freestyles that I've done, I go off grid.
Yeah, me too. I'm not saying that they didn't,
because theirs was a passo freestyle. Well, it was a passo with other elements in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. No, we can pick on art. I'm just saying 100%. You could be, what if it was a jive? I'm just saying it was great for, okay, so how do we accumulate everything for
what
the
she's
season
learned,
that Alex Earl did? Not a participant, and, but it was specifically tailor-made for her to shine.
Yeah.
To shine the right way, to kind of maybe be free from some of the pointed toes and straight knees and all that frame stuff. And then and stand next to the girls in a lineup.
That was really hot
and all that stuff. It looked great.
Loved.
The elements that she did with guys. Val and her danced together. It was awesome. They showed a couple more things. I loved it.
The partnership looked super strong. Super strong coming out with that. I loved it. It was their showpiece. It was their culmination of everything.
No notes. I mean, isn't there a thing like that? Like, there's nothing to say. It was great. It was
zero.
It was to be. Congratulations. It was awesome.
It was so good. Okay, Danny and Dylan. I loved this moment of having that high volume freestyle coming from Val and Alex, and then going and dipping into this contemporary. I welled up with tears. The song was sensationally picked by Danny. So good. It got me by the heartstrings. I loved it. It was one of my favorites of the night. I loved it. I think that he did such a good job. I love their partnership together. They're such good friends. I could see the love that they have for each other. Like, when they're dancing, I see him taking so much care for her and looking after her and making sure she's good. like, I loved watching it. It really touched me. Loved it.
because it's his last dance, and I can say it. I admire him for doing it the way he did it. To me, he did not compete for Dancing with the Stars trophy. He came out and he really danced with Danny. And I'm saying it. I'm getting.
Are you gonna cry?
No, I'm not crying. Are you crazy?
Are you welling up right now?
A little bit. I welled up a little bit. I feel like when Derek said, "I love you, man," I feel like there's a little, moment stealing. But I agree. I think the way he did it, and maybe it's because, names shan't be named, but there's some D-bags that we get, you guys, especially some of us too get the low end of the stick. But so when you get a Dylan, in the way he took care of her and the way he danced with her, it was almost like we're watching them having their own moment.
Yeah.
And they weren't really about us, and that was also great to see. It's a different approach.
I love that take on it.
It's not a winning approach. I don't think I think it would take a much more, a male version of Whitney, to do it this way. And I think that's why Robert,
beautiful.
Pulled away and took it because he did the Dancing with the Stars part as well. I don't think Dylan did that. I think Dylan was focused on dancing with Danny.
I know.
That was the final dance. I can talk about underuse of water element and how I thought they should have played it, and maybe it should have fallen from the top and they should have been wetter and this would have been sicker and all of those things. But yes, I think forget everything and let's just focus on, how he danced with her. And there's only another couple that did that, and I think it's Val and Alex, that really showed that.
Yeah, I've loved their journey. I've really loved watching them, in the rehearsal times, off camera, seeing them just be around each other. They genuinely love each other's company. And it is rare. You can get good partners, but you can also get good partners that you don't have that much in common with. Do you know what I mean? And I think they're like a brother-sister duo. And
I think that he got third most improved in my book.
I agree with that. Yes. Yeah. First Alex, then Elaine, then him.
No.
Next up was Elaine and Alan. I thought that this was the quintessential, perfect finale for her run of Dancing with the Stars. I loved it. I thought it was so great, the acting moments in there. I love that they brought in outside people too, but they didn't take over. They didn't sort of go and dance with her. They didn't overshadow that she was the main person. I loved all the elements. I just think that she has done such a fantastic job. I'm her biggest fan. I loved it. And it was so different to what other people were doing too, which good on them. They went a different route, which this is something that I do. I'm not going to go out there and do like a paso or whatever. I'm going to go and I'm going to find something else that they can do. And she nailed it.
Yeah. No, excellent job. Excellent job from Elaine. Excellent season from Elaine.
Yeah.
Like I said, second most improved in my book, just because she kind of like opened up the box of tools she's had from way back when and, sharpened them, but also added more things, added some resilience and, getting through the injury and still dance. I think that she's going to go a long way. This will go a long way for her. I really hope none of this is, something that she's going to deal with for a long, long time. I feel like Elaine, take a 2-week vacation, heal your wounds and then feel amazing for it. But incredible season. Great job. If I am going to, pick, I think it was a great freestyle. It was an awesome idea. I would just, for the dynamics of it, I would break up a moment in between that was slower. I think they did. But it was very short and went right back to the same tempo, same rhythm, same tempo, same rhythm.
Could have been bigger in the end.
When things are really high tempo and high and fast from the very beginning, it kind of sets the tone like this and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, and it dipped a little bit and then came back to the same. So that line to me is not a good dynamic line of a performance. Like I like the ups and downs. I like the slows and tweaks.
Yeah.
If you get to do a medley in the finale break up the two, start big. Give me that. By the way, she just did an incredible rumba right before that. So she has that slow movement that would have really showed her off in her best light, right? Her best light is a slow, long, elastic rumba type of dance, right? And then finish strong. That's my only, 2 cents about this choreography, because that would have stood out a little more. But again, it's a 10 and a 10 and a 10 and a 10.
For sure.
It would have made a difference. But
for sure.
Great job, Elaine. Great job.
So good. Next was Robert and Whitney. I thought it was amazing.
She was awesome.
Yes, it was such a great culmination of everything. She poured everything that he could do best, and they ended on that high, which I love, when he was in the triangle and he started first to go da 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 da. They all go 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 go, going back through the triangle. Loved it. I want to see that rise of energy and that rise to the end, to the final
what was
beat.
This at the end?
Oh, I thought they got stuck in their hair. I thought he got stuck. I freaked
So funny.
out.
You're so funny.
No, did you know what he was about to do?
Of course.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Of course, when they started leaning, I knew what
but
they were
she's
doing.
like this, and
Well, what is she holding on by the hair?
I had zero idea what was happening. And I was like, oh shit, they're in trouble.
Well, I mean, the fact that, Whitney's scapular muscles must be crazy.
Can we try that at home? I need to see if I can do that.
I can do it.
I can do it too.
No, I can do my part for sure. I can do my part. But you're going to have to keep straight and call Whitney. She'll tell you how
I'm
to do
going to
it.
ask Whitney.
Look, I thought it was great right away.
Yeah.
I thought it was great right away. I thought he did a fantastic job doing what he's done all season. And I think Whitney did a fantastic job doing what she's done all season with Robert.
Yeah.
She made sure that his openings are crisp.
So crisp in the garage where they started.
Crisp.
Yeah.
The first, I don't know if that's what she thinks about. Probably not. But for me, the success of a dance is what? It's because usually is what? We get 2/8 of intro, right? The 1/8 or 2/8, 1/8 of intro, 4/8.
2/8.
4/8, 4/8, a break, and then, 2/8 out or whatever it is, right? So I would always go my formula was always like really banging heavy top, then completely dynamic middle, something different, and then finish strong, right? She broke it up in stages. I loved that we again got the garage.
Yeah, the garage was great.
Then the turnaround and that, camera work into the room always works. Gives it an energy of like a relocation. That was sick. I loved everything about this. Love the colors, love the lights. But the way he started, how perfect he was with all the other people, how choreographed, how I thought it was extremely well choreographed.
Yeah.
And extremely well thought out.
Okay.
I think that this freestyle, solidified Robert's win. Because after Alex's, we were waiting. If nothing happens and it gives you this energy, they will win it. That's how I felt. Because when nothing else happened, when there was no problems, with no drama, and he was just as, if not the most enthusiastic, the most energy, this kid, bro, 6 months of this relentless 110%, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care if this is your personality or not. You slip, you fall, you do stuff. I got to give it to him. Man, that was amazing.
He's been sensational from day one. And I looked back on the first recap that we did with Sash. We're sitting over there. And I said, Robert, immediately.
It was easy to say.
Yeah.
You could have said Whitney, and Whitney would have won. I said Whitney.
You said Whitney.
Whitney.
You did. You said Whitney.
Did you not think in the beginning of the season that Whitney and Mark Ballas are not going to be in the finale?
I knew they were going to be in the finale.
Okay,
but I didn't think they were going to win.
But they weren't even in the finale.
Haters going to hate.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bitches.
Haters, because they ain't us, right?
Yeah, no. Lastly, Jordan and Ezra. Loved this girl. That whole piece was out of this world. I got to say that I was floored. I loved everything about it, bar one thing.
Am I so jaded? I mean, out of this world?
It was fantastic. She can flip, she can do everything, and she nailed all of that hip hop work. And that's, again, I'm going to bring back the point of like a freestyle. I want to see something you haven't done. I love that. She came out, she gave us a freaking hip hop, crumping, whatever you want to call it, badass routine, and I'm here for it. I want to see it. She laid it all out, and I was taken back. I was like, damn, that was good. You know, couple of things. I didn't need Normani in there. I love Normani. Val danced with her. She's sensational. She's insanely talented, but I didn't need her. Didn't need her. Added an extra amazing female next to her. Why? We don't need it. She's already amazing. It took away.
It took away.
I don't need to see Normani dance. I've seen it.
That should have been Ezra,
Yes.
and that would have been.
Where was Ezra?
And that would have made it a Dancing with the Stars freestyle that also celebrates the end of the journey of this couple.
Yes. I know. I wanted to see
I
more
didn't even
Ezra.
know this was Normani, by the way. She looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It took me a second. I'm like, who? Why? I don't get it. Because they all wear the same. I thought it was one of the backup dancers just killing it.
Yeah. No, I mean.
So I didn't get it. To me, it was missing. It was missing Ezra. It was missing Ezra and Jordan. It's not a Jordan alone by herself. She didn't get here for 11 weeks by herself. It should have been a celebration of them two together, and it wasn't. And another thing, yes, but it was just a good hip hop. It was not a good freestyle. Freestyle implies. Well, that's again subjective.
Disagree.
Subjective, right?
Subjective.
It was a great hip hop. It's not a good freestyle for Dancing with the Stars.
Freestyle can be anything. What do you mean?
It can be anything. And I've done also big mistakes in finale, with thinking that my hip hop and crump is going to take it down, but it didn't. It wasn't even close.
You should never be hip hopping and crumping.
Of course not. Of course not. But this was a great hip hop routine that was not a good freestyle dance for Dancing with the Stars finale. Trying to win the show. That's all I'm saying.
Did you take drugs this morning?
No,
what happened?
I didn't. I didn't see the couple. Isn't it about a couple thing? Ezra
agree.
bounces in the back. So that's what I'm saying. That takes it down immediately. It's not a great freestyle because of at the very
Ezra,
little.
though, babe. They did a whole section at the end together.
I barely saw Ezra. I literally don't remember Ezra in the freestyle. I remember her and Normani.
I don't remember him until the last quarter of the dance. So I will agree with that. But
right. And I agree with you. You can do anything you want. We already talked about this. This is all subjective. This was not my favorite.
It's not your cup of tea.
Let Goodman didn't like any of this anyway. My point is she badass? Hell yeah. Is she one of the best at what she does? 1,000%. I'm not taking this away. She did, in my opinion, more. She brought more of that gymnastic flair in the right way than most of the gymnasts that we had on the show.
Well, because she started very good, it was kind of like this because
and that's why Paso Doble
was
and
good
the
whole
passos,
time.
I know, but we do want the trajectory. Said that about everybody else. Even not even, but Elaine showed an incredible trajectory in becoming better mover and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I just feel like that's why, if we're gonna look back, she was fantastic in the passos and the tangos. I would give her the rumba. Remember
her rumba was insane.
Remember that rumba, which was shocking to me.
Yeah.
And I was so incredibly pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh, so we're gonna see that. And then I never saw that again. So then and again, flowers to Ezra. We already said that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He had an incredible season. Congrats, Ezra.
It was awesome.
Also, congrats, Jordan. But like I said, it wasn't my favorite.
Okay.
If I may, I liked that it was part of the finale. I loved, as a matter of fact,
that we had something different.
That she did that, and I would say it was a great number. It was just not a good freestyle for this format. The viewer, what they want to see out of it, how it was. So her core fan base, she can't do no wrong, and she didn't exactly what they wanted to see. Having said that, if there were people that could have swayed, that number wouldn't have swayed those people. That's what I'm trying to say.
Interesting.
But I would say that that's probably one of the numbers that's going to go off the best on the tour. Like when she's going to pop off with that number, isn't she hosting the tour some dates?
I'm pretty sure she's popping in.
I'm sure she's popping in. Well, whatever dates she's popping in, the tour is going to go crazy because if they definitely have to do this routine or part of it.
Right. No, for sure. Did you think the final 5 lineup with where everybody was placed was how you thought it would be? I thought Dylan was going to take 3rd spot.
Who was 5th?
Elaine was 5th.
So it was Elaine,
Dylan,
Jordan. And then Jordan.
It was, apart from those two, I thought Dylan was maybe going to get 3rd. But yeah, it was where I thought it was going to go. Although up until the last second, I was like, Alex could win. She really could, because her night was so spectacular and so perfect.
Like I said,
it was very perfect.
Like I said, my only thing was that Alex and Val were never winning it on week 1. When the lineup and the first thing and everybody, they were not given a chance to win. They were given a chance. They'll probably be far. I'm sure there are people that say, oh my God, they're going to win for sure. But I'm talking about generally speaking, it was
always
Robert's show to lose, right? And the finale week for me, the only chance that Alex and Val had is if we're going to see this cartoon-like, he slips on a banana peel, wipes out, and it's a glorious disaster, and you can't freaking recover from that.
He probably
would have. Yeah, people would have still voted. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Short of that, it was his season to lose, and it didn't happen. And although Val and Alex had a perfect night, perfect night, no notes, all 3 dances, by the way. Not one note type of thing. It just didn't seem to me like it was going to happen. And when they were announced, it was like, well, it was predictable. Deserving, yes, also. I think Alex winning would be deserving. Robert winning is deserving. You know what I mean? I feel like it could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way, yeah. And I feel like the general population felt like that too.
Yeah. And if you want to use it or not, I don't know. That's what I wanted to say about Dylan. It's not a label. It's more like this season started with Dylan being capable of being a main character. But at some point through the show, he became supporting cast. And I never saw him be the main role, the number one on a call sheet type of vibes, right?
Robert was always number one on the call sheet.
And he never let that go. We've all let that go. I had my moments. Everybody had their moments. He just never had a moment. It was crazy.
You never let that go with Meryl.
I never let that.
Never let that go with Meryl.
I mean, it was.
You were always the favorite to win.
Do you want me to tell you what's one element that I think allowed for me to be, I think, at my best in certain elements of that particular Meryl season? One element.
Tell me.
It was because we were traveling every freaking week. In the show, in the moment, I was exhausted. It was me and Shauna.
I know,
because I was with Meryl, Shauna was with Charlie.
Yeah.
Babe, we had rehearsals in Boston. When they would do their show, we would rehearse. And then I remember I was driving a rental red minivan with everybody sleeping in the back, including the video crew, because they were exhausted and they also had to drive. And I was driving us to Pittsburgh or something, next city. That's why I can't drive in Boston, by the way. My license is suspended in Massachusetts. I got stopped for speeding. That red minivan going down the hill. I was exhausted. But now looking back, I'm like, that was one of the best seasons because of that. Every Monday, Tuesday, or whatever, we would get, through the next round, and Wednesday morning would be out, and I wouldn't come back to LA until Saturday night, Sunday morning for camera blocking.
Okay.
And I felt like I was out of it. It was our season. unrelated.
Yeah.
Again, we didn't see Charlie and Shauna practice because that was fully separate kind of situation. But
right.
yeah, I remember that type of element because the show here, when you saturated in it, and you got to go home and it's just a lot.
I was also reflecting because Donald was there. Donald
love
Driver,
seeing
who
Donald.
I won with. That was my first win. I can't believe I got to see him twice this season, and I haven't seen him since we won that Mirror Ball. So it's been like an amazing journey back for me with like memories and everything. And last night just brought back everything as well. I remember when we won, he rolled on the floor backwards towards the stage. He went crazy, and then I went crazy. And it was, I could, when I saw Robin and Whitney win, they were so cute. They just like went down into their little corners and just like had a moment. Our win was so crazy. It was like, I don't know.
I think I'm not taking away from the win. I think your Niall celebration was a little crazier for us.
Yeah, that was crazy too. Yeah.
Because we had some family on the stage. First of all, the stage was outside. Remember how we had finales in like the Grove or something?
Yeah, no, this was outside the back of CBS.
The back lot.
Yeah, no, they rushed the stage, and Tom Bergeron, remember, he couldn't even talk on the mic because he got pushed around.
Tom got pushed away by the crowd. It was crazy.
It was crazy.
No, it was great seeing Donald.
So good. Oh my God, I wish we could do All Stars. He was he's the partner that you want to get because you know that they're going to try all season to get that Mirror Ball for you, you know?
Yeah.
I was also thinking in those moments of when you know you've won, you know, when you know you've done everything and you can energetically feel it and taste it in the room.
What do you mean, before the announcement?
Before the announcement.
Never. I've never felt that.
I'm not saying.
Have you ever felt that you knew you won?
I knew that when I stuck my hand in the air, when I finished that flip with Donald in our country Western dance, when Carrie Ann got on the table, not around the table, she got on it, stood up, had a cheese hat on, and was swinging her arms around. I'm not saying I knew that I had the trophy. I'm saying that we did fucking everything and left it all there. And the energy of the room, it felt like we had won in that moment. Not saying I knew I was going to get it.
Oh, of course.
Because
Everybody has a feeling
Mark was standing there with, I didn't know I had won, but you knew when you finished with Meryl, you knew that dance solidified you.
0%.
Stop it right now.
Zero.
Stop it.
I would go as far as negative percentage.
Why?
Guy, babe, I'm going to tell you this, and I would, on my life, this
Don't do
was,
that.
I'm telling you, no exaggeration. This
Okay.
was the absolute, without any shred of doubt, most nervous I've been out of all the seasons on the show or any kind of competitive thing, which my entire life is literally competitions.
Yeah.
So this season with Meryl was the most pressure I felt for sure. Don't forget, it's not my season 5, 3 and all that. It's my 10 years of Dancing with the Stars. This was commemorative episode, Mr. Conrad Green's last show of his first tenure. Oh. Yes. That finale, I get the trophy and he comes up and congratulations. This was his last moment on the show at that time before he came back. So, babe, no way. We finished the dance. I knew I had nothing else to give to this partnership, to this season, to this show, But
you closed it out in a way that when I feel like I closed mine out,
you would have
there was nothing left.
Yeah,
I can't describe it.
I think it was. You could point those people that Robert did that.
Yes.
Whitney felt like she had nothing to give.
Yeah.
Val, I know he was exhausted. You know what I'm saying? But it also felt like he's given it all there is to possibly do. You know, and and
I would love to feel that one more time.
You do?
I would. I'm not saying I would be able to do it. I don't know. I've had 3 kids. I don't know if this body's capable of being thrown in the air again and doing flips and everything. I don't know. I think I can, but I don't know, until I get in there. But to have that feeling one more time would be, I don't need it, but you know what I mean? that feeling of like hearing your name is out of body experience that you get this. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but that's why people that never competed for anything in their life don't recognize that at all. They have no idea what's at the end. A lot of people don't know what's at the end of hard work. A lot of people don't know what's at the end of sacrifice. A lot of people aren't willing to go past certain steps because they don't understand the competitiveness and the reciprocation at the end of that journey, because the journey is too hard, or it's like I'm not willing to go past certain things and certain difficulties. So it's that's why you're addicted to this. But I'm gonna say that it also took me 6 years now to fully rehab from the feeling of missing out because I'm not on the show, a part of it, and now finally be here and really enjoy this without any kind of negative, like, oh, I could have done better, or I'm something like that, or he didn't do this stuff. Bro, I had a fantastic time watching the show, traveling, hearing about the show. Babe, you're forgetting it took me 13 seasons.
Okay.
13. It took me 10 years because we did two a year. It was my 10th year anniversary on Dancing with the Stars type of thing or something like that. It was crazy. So I wasn't, you know what I mean? It was that for me. And so, and I'm going to tell you that it felt like validation. That's what it felt like.
What if you never got the validation?
I don't want this for myself. I had a fantastic competitive career. I've done that. I'm satisfied with being judged for my skill as a dancer. But to be a part of such highly competitive project and to have never won, that is invalidating, because then you start thinking about your time on it to be, less than. So because of that trophy, I'm going to go as far as flowers to Whitney. I had no idea she hasn't won.
What do you mean?
For 11 years. She won once and never again. For some reason, I thought she's one of the top winners.
Because she was really close with Milo, and Shauna and Bobby took it from Milo and her.
Milo is a rap. That freestyle, by the way, you're going to talk about Jordan's being the best? Stop it right now. And then also, so flowers to Whitney for that. That was so good to see.
She needed one. She deserved it.
I would have loved just as much Val break through the 3 and get his 4th, but I really do love the fact that Whitney got her 2nd after such
a long
body
time
of work, you know? And that's, again, going back to validation, going back to all those things. But, not everybody gets to be the champ.
True.
The last thing I'll say, I feel in my heart of hearts, like I don't need any more, but that's what that trophy represented to me. I wanted it one time. I said it from day one.
Yeah.
I don't need to be 4, 5, 3, 7, whatever.
That trophy though was an incredible. Your season with Meryl will go down in history as one of the best partnerships ever, and everyone says that. I'm not just saying that because I'm your wife. I'm saying as
I hope
partnerships
because you're my wife.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying people know the Max and Meryl story is a huge part of Dancing with the Stars history, and that's why you can hang your hat on the one trophy. You don't need 4. I need another one though. I need one more.
Greedy.
See if I can do it. I'm a little bit greedy.
Greedy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was our last recap. And honestly, I just want to say, guys, I have so enjoyed doing this. Just even being an outsider to the show kind of now. I haven't been on for a couple of seasons. It's been so nice to watch it as a spectator and not just compete and be in that, crazy, stressful, amazing environment. It's been nice to watch from the sidelines and cheer people on. And that's what this recap was really all about, giving the critiques when they're needed and giving like advice and stuff like that and just our own personal opinions, but also to give people flowers and to cheer people on and to be people's cheerleaders this whole time, because the show is incredible. It's having another huge spike in popularity, and that's all to do with you guys watching at home and being invested in dance. And dance just makes people happy. It makes us happy to talk about it. It's nice that I'm still a part of it somehow, that I get to do this and speak and have opinions and stuff like that. It's just been a great little outlets. So thank you to all my friends who have been on the show with me. Max, Shana, Britt, Sasha, JJ. And guys, thank you so much for your support and love throughout this whole journey. We are just getting started, so keep tuning in. I love you. Thank you for coming in. This has been so fun.
You're so good. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been good.